Oh, yeah.
Well,
The 49ers social media team tweeted out that Brock Purdy was named the National Quarterback Club's 2023 Pro Quarterback of the Year.
Wow.
Now, you might say, I've been watching a lot of sports television and I've never heard of that. You and me both, friend. You're not alone, and you're probably not one of their hundreds of social media followers.
Oh, wow.
Are you
Not everyone's
belittling the
worried
award?
about social media clout
Joe
like
Montana
you, Wilds.
won this award.
Exactly.
Steve Young won it twice.
Our colleague Mike Vick's in their Hall of Fame, as is Kurt Warner.
Can I just
they have an annual event
Can I
in
just finish
February
the
in
read
Scottsdale.
Can I just finish the read to
Oh, sorry.
talk about the... They have a functional website and a logo.
Okay. I mean, go ahead. What's your question, Wilds, to Brew? I don't know.
Your reaction to the National Quarterback Club, which is based in Arizona, and that before the 10
He's
o'clock
from
meeting,
Arizona, of course. Purdy.
none of us had ever heard from, but one person wanted in the show.
Hold on.
I'm sure it's a
I've been
nice
to the
organization.
luncheons. What do you mean? I've never heard of it?
I'm going to take it in a different direction. I'm not going to poo-poo the award.
Exactly.
All right. Like Nick said, there's some Hall of Famers in there.
Yeah.
You've heard it. You've been working in journalism for how long? Several
30-some years.
Yeah.
You were familiar with this group?
No, not until this morning, but still, it's a legit award.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I want to know, when did they vote? Did they vote since, over the last week or so, or did they vote at the end of the regular season?
You know it's a multiple...
Because here's what I would say. What?
You know it's a committee of people, or how is it voting?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a committee. All right?
Yeah.
And if they vote, like say they voted a week ago, once the Super Bowl was set, 2 weeks ago, whatever, Purdy's as good as anyone to get it.
Wow.
Because Lamar, yes, regular season was great, but we saw the playoff struggles against the Chiefs.
Against who?
Against the
who
Chiefs.
played well in that game?
Well, Mahomes, here's the thing. Mahomes didn't have a great regular season by his standards, and he didn't have a great regular season, period. And so you'd say, okay, he didn't do both. C.J. Stroud, if you want to throw him in, you could.
Sure.
Josh Allen, we saw the playoff failure again. So Purdy had a really good regular season, and then has had a good, you can say it wasn't good. All that matters is you win, and he was the driving force in those comebacks. So I think he's had a good postseason.
I agree.
So I think both things considered.
Yeah.
Dak. You can't do Dak.
Yeah, no, I think it's
after
great.
the Green Bay game.
Bro,
So yes, this is legitimate.
I
for
agree
Brock
it's
Purdy.
legitimate. And while Wilds might mock their somewhat meager social media following, of the 590 people who follow the National Quarterback Club on Twitter, you know who one of them is? Bobby Stroop. Who's that? Patrick Mahomes' trainer, which means this has reached Patrick's desk, which means the bulletin board, Dusty, the National Quarter, because Brew's analysis was spot on. The only way he could win it over Lamar is if the playoffs are included. If they knew what had happened thus far and still believe that Brock Purdy, who some people are saying is the weak link, other people are saying is the better quarterback in this game. And by the way, while the board's here, and the National Quarterback Club clearly is, and it's a prestigious institution, as you just said. And while we're here with the board, Marlon Humphrey, our first ever grand opening, grand closing. Marlon Humphrey, I'm being a hater, but the Niners win the Super Bowl by 3 scores.
What?
Guess what, Marlon Humphrey and the Ravens? Here you are on the board, and here you are eliminated because you literally already got eliminated. Our first ever addition and elimination, but we now have a lot of bulletin board material for the Super Bowl.
He was saying he was throwing it wide open.
You know what? The moving the goalpost thing works both ways. That was
He gets mad, but it's the most appropriate metaphor we've made on this show this year. The goalpost.
Sunday night. Mahomes will become the first quarterback to start 4 Super Bowls before turning 30. But, and shudder the thought, what happens if he loses? This would certainly hurt our parade plans for next Wednesday. Brew, would it also hurt Mahomes' legacy, in your opinion?
I don't think it would hurt his legacy Tom Brady lost to Nick Foles. All right.
Right,
And then
and
twice
Eli Manning twice.
Manning's pretty
Eli
good.
will probably get the
Only
Hall of Fame
because he
of-
beat Brady.
Right. That's the only way
Like
he's gonna
the
get
thing-
in.
like
he's
Eli-
a mediocre regular season quarterback.
2 lucky
Like-
catches.
Right. But
the
so
ultimate
the
definition.
reason
of
Eli
mediocre.
losing to Eli is not considered a huge blemish is because he
Because it
beat
happened
Tom
twice?
Brady, and then and so it's a weird thing. It's a snake eating its
twice,
tail
right.
Good place.
on
No,
what it
that's
is.
true.
But go ahead.
That's true. So no, what it would do is slow down the GOAT talk.
Yes.
It wouldn't take him out. Nobody would say, oh, he'll never be the GOAT. I mean, there might be some haters, but nobody really would say he can never be the GOAT now. But it would slow it down. If he wins this 3, Nick, and it'll be 3 in 4 years, it'll be 3 in his first 6 years as a starter. Not me. I don't think you. I do think there will be some saying he's the GOAT. Some on TV will say he's
who's gonna
already
say
the
that?
GOAT.
Well, no, they will say.
I think there will be. I will not. I will
of
not.
course not.
Hold on. But Wilds, what I think you might say is that he has reached the highest peak of anyone. And for some people, that's what they value.
Yeah.
I know, and it, oddly for Wilds, it's what he values in a lot of sports things.
Yeah,
Wilds talks all the time about how he doesn't care about compilations, counting stats, longevity.
Stats. Yeah.
He doesn't care about any of that stuff. You
you're
care
a
about
Phillip Rivers guy?
No, you care about counting stats when it's counting rings. That's the only counting you care about.
like
But here's the thing, and it's very apropos that it's in Vegas. Because we have Patrick Mahomes' first, and likely only, house money Super Bowl. The ultimate free roll.
House money.
Yes, because all of the comments are on tape and documented. We have people for the last 3 months saying, if Patrick Mahomes can get this team and this collection of receivers to the Super Bowl, it'll be the greatest accomplishment of his career. Just get him to it. And it's not just, by the way, I'm not poking at Brew. Brew did literally say that, but he was not the only one who said it. Because this team has been considered wounded and bad at various points of the year, because they were predicted to lose in round 2 and lose handily in round 3, and now, even though the Niners won't accept it, the Chiefs are the literal underdogs in this game as well. Mahomes is in a very weird spot where it is all reward and almost no risk.
Right.
And so where people talk, what I think across sports is not fair is if you walk into a game and you say, if he wins, it's one of the greatest, if not the greatest accomplishment of his career. And if he loses, man, it hurts him. It kills him in that. That's not a thing to me. You know what I mean? So the fact that he's the underdog, the fact that everybody says this is the worst team, the fact that the only person who believed in them was called a homer and he had Chiefs-colored glasses on, all those things, you can't then, because they're in the game, be like, well, if you're in the Super Bowl, you got to win it. Now, I think they are going to win it, and I think that they have a lot of massive edges in this game, but this is a house money Super Bowl for the Chiefs and for Patrick Mahomes.
I kind of buy that.
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said, it'll slow down the GOAT talk. Some, Montana, I already have Montana ahead of him still, unless Mahomes wins Sunday. But there will be some now, Nick, I think, that will say, well, Montana never lost, but he's been to 4. They both will have been to 4. So maybe it, in most people's eyes, keeps him below Montana.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I don't think anybody, but let me ask you this. I agree with you that if going into the game, you have him below anyone, losing the game, he's not going to jump him.
Right.
But you don't think for people, wherever they have Mahomes, if he loses this game, he's going to go backwards. That all of a sudden they used to have him ahead of Montana, and now they're like, no, they don't.
I think
You
it's
know where it
impossible
could
for him to
hurt?
play poorly,
And
right?
nobody believes this is going to be his last Super Bowl. But if for some reason it were, and he lost, that's where there's a big difference between 3 or 3-1 and 2.
Xong video phân tích của chúng tôi, sau đây sẽ là video hướng dẫn cách làm một kiếp kẹo màu đỏ như thế này của tôi. Bây giờ các bạn vào làm cùng tôi luôn nhé. Đó. Các bạn sẽ cắt thành các cái hình lưỡi cưa như thế này cho mình nhé. Bây giờ mình sẽ cắt cái bên còn lại này. Mình sẽ cắt cả hai cái đầu của cái kẹo này thế này nhé. Giờ bây giờ mình sẽ dứt nó ra này. Đó, vậy là mình sẽ được hai cái đầu kẹo của hai cái hình cái cưa như thế này. Bây giờ các bạn sẽ bóc cái kẹo này. Mình sẽ bóc hai bên vào như thế này để cho cái kẹo của mình nó phồng lên nhá. Đó, nó sẽ phồng lên như thế này nhá. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ trang trí vào cái phần giữa của cái kẹo này nhá. Các bạn sẽ lấy cho mình một tờ giấy màu vàng như thế này nhá. Bây giờ các bạn sẽ vẽ cho mình một hình tròn nhé. Mình sẽ dùng bút chì để mình vẽ nhé. Đó, các bạn sẽ vẽ cho mình một cái hình tròn như thế này nhé. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ cắt cái hình tròn mà mình vừa mới vẽ ra nha. Mình sẽ sử dụng cái kéo này để mình cắt ra nhé. Đó, các bạn sẽ cắt cho mình một cái hình tròn như thế này nhá. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ gắn nó vào cái kẹo này nhé. Mình sẽ viết chữ trước đã, xong rồi mình sẽ gắn nó lên nha. Các bạn có thể viết bất kỳ chữ gì đều được nhé. Ở đây mình sẽ viết chữ An nhé. Đó, mình sẽ viết cái chữ An nó như thế này nhá. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ dính cái này vô cái vỏ kẹo nhé. Đó, mình sẽ dính nó vô cái vỏ kẹo như này nhá. theo các bạn sẽ lấy cho mình các cái hình tròn màu hồng. Các bạn sẽ lấy cho mình các cái hình tròn màu hồng mũ như thế này. Mình sẽ gắn nó vào cái vỏ kẹo nhé. Và mình sẽ gắn nó vào hai bên nha. Đó, các bạn sẽ gắn nó vào hai bên như này cho mình nhé. Tiếp theo là phần bên dưới này. Đó. Vậy mình đã hoàn thành xong một cái kẹo tết như thế này. Chúc các bạn làm thành công và hẹn gặp lại các bạn ở video sau nhé. Bye bye.